Defense. Today was a good day for the offense. That's what you want to see, I think. You know, when you go through these practices, you know, and you start, you're going to have some guys make plays on one side of the ball or the other. Obviously, you don't want one side dominating. I think you want to have some good variety of who's doing really good out here. But yeah, offense today was good. You know, 7-on-7 had a good day with that today. You know, and then the finish drill right there, man. I mean, you know, Steven knocked down another long one. That's awesome to see. And you know, we try to create some of these scenarios for him because now all eyes are on him. It's at the end. Hey, you know, it was an end of game scenario today, and then he knocked it down. He's done that so far every time. So I think overall, really proud of the guys. The first week of practice, you know, 6 practices out here. Energy's been really, really good out here, and the guys have been competing hard without going over the top. You know, I just talked to them about, you know, sometimes you get to camp right here 6, 7, 8 practices in, you start getting some chippiness, you know, guys are getting frustrated. Guys are fighting for positions, but we got to be cognizant of it. We're trying to get each other better without going too much, you know, not after the whistle and all those type things. That's just being disciplined.
What are you most pleased about out here, biggest takeaway?
Well, I mean, I think throwing and catching really good so far in the first 6 days. I think that's certainly been a positive because, you know, we got a bunch of new wideouts this year, so, you know, trying to work the chemistry with that. That's certainly been good. Also, you know, how the defense has been flying around, I think that's been a very positive thing too. Because in the back end, I feel like we got a lot of new faces back there. The guys have, you know, gotten lined up, flying around to where they need to get to. A lot of bodies at D-line, so that's been awesome this year compared to last, you know, where we had to rotate a lot of guys in there and keep those guys fresh. You know, and just but overall, to me, it's just team chemistry and the way the guys are working against each other has been very positive.
The coverage on the back end has been really good so far. Today, maybe get back to the tape and figure out why so
we'll
many
see.
guys are
Well, I
running
mean,
open.
there's some contested catches down there, I thought today, but our receivers made some great ones today. And you know, the big thing is for me, the defensive backs is keeping them in front, keep everything in front, don't let them get behind you. I mean, obviously, you get behind, that's where you're giving up the big plays and for touchdowns. And so, we certainly cannot do that. If we're doing that, we got to go back and make sure we're getting back. You know, and I think I'll go back and look at this tape to see, you know, exactly what was the issues today, and get better from it. Stay 6. We got time to get better and learn from it.
You mentioned the wide receiver room. Obviously, yesterday Gianni had a big day. Today Noah had a big day. Talk about the versatility in these new receivers a little bit now that camp's underway.
Yeah, I'm really proud of the way they are. You know, Elijah's another guy who I think's been very steady. You know, doesn't have the highlights, but he's been very steady out there as well. Dakari's made plays today. That's good to see out of those young guys that were, you know, redshirted last year. And then you mentioned some of the newcomers that came in and done some really good things. Gio's freshman, you know, I mean, what he did yesterday was awesome. You know, I think he had 3 touchdowns yesterday. And so Noah had a big day today. Noah's been very solid as well. Of course, you know, Caldwell, we've talked about him, and Cyrus and Goody. You know, I think we got a really good complement of receivers out there. There's a lot of different tools in the toolbox right there. We got some bigger guys, some guys with speed. That's a really good mix. And I think the quarterbacks are really enjoying, you know, some of these weapons that we have to throw to this year.
Sometimes when you see Dante make a play like he did in the backfield, remind you real quick of, oh yeah, that guy's really good.
Yeah, every time I see Dante coming in, I'm like, oh crap, here we go. You know, because sometimes it's not good. You know, when the other guys in there, okay, we probably can make this play happen. But if Dante's in there, he's very disruptive. And it's really a lot of times, I mean, he may be getting blocked, but there you're going to be in the backfield on top of the running back, quarterback, you know, and that quarterback starts to feel that pressure. So, yeah, he's a force in there, and love to see him healthy and actually flying around making some great plays.
Who's standing out as guys that can open up some more pass rushing opportunities for Dante and access some more sacks for you guys?
Yeah, I think, you know, we all know we're based in a 3-down front. I think really, you know, CJ up front, Marquez Parker are 2 guys I think up front that can really get after the passer. And then, you know, utilizing our linebackers, I mean, we got some speed at linebacker, and we got to utilize those guys. You know, these guys are some of our fastest guys on our team, but they're, you know, 235, 240, you know. So we're utilizing, you know, Golday and Simeon and JT. JT yesterday had some great reps pass rushing. I mean, trying to get blocked by a tackle, a running back, and a tight end, and all 3 he was able to get around. I mean, I think he's very slippery. I think he's had a really good camp so far. So utilizing those linebackers and being able to be versatile on defense. You know, last year we were not very versatile. We got to be able to mix it up and do some different things and be able to bring different guys to put pressure on the quarterback.
Scott, this program is only 3 years removed from playing in the college football playoff, and after seeing what Arizona State last year surprising teams in college football, how confident are you in your message to the fan base that this Bearcats team can do the exact same thing, compete for a Big 12 championship and CFP for this year?
Yeah, I mean, we finally feel like, hey, this is the team that's really be competitive in the Big 12 and in the national scope, because obviously we know where we're at the first year and then where we're at the second year. We got better, and I think we've built to this team right here. This team, the fan base can look last year and see, okay, we're in most all the games, quite honestly. Didn't come out with the winning end on several of those games. So we have the talent, we have the ability, we got a lot of pieces in place. We got to go make it happen. That's the bottom line. And this league was proven last year, year before by West Virginia. I mean that anybody can go out here and compete and win this league. And if you win this league, you're going to have an opportunity, in the playoffs. And we saw what Arizona State did. I mean, toe-to-toe on the Texas team, I thought did an outstanding job.
With so many guys on college rosters everywhere, is it still important to have this getaway from the normal routine on campus?
Well, I think, we're going to make the best of it. I think for us out here, there's no distractions. One of the biggest distractions is females running around for these 18 to 23-year-olds. And we don't have any out here. So when they get back on campus, they're going to be reintroduced to that. So we'll give them a day off tomorrow, and then I said, you guys better come back focused on money, ready to go. Now, the thing about it is, they're training at our place all summer long. They did a great job this summer. So we got a mature team. That's the other thing. This team is mature. They come to work every day. There's not a lot of BSing going on with these guys. And it really doesn't have to come from the coaches. That's what you love about it. This team is self-driven. That's what I love about these guys. And so they'll come to work every day.
The offensive line, got a few new faces out there. How do you feel like they're gelling so far?
Yeah, they're continuing to gel. They're still coming along, I think, and some new guys that came in with some great experience, but I do feel like they got the ability, the temperament, the work ethic. And it's still going to take the next few weeks we have to keep those guys coming together. And then also getting those next guys, the 6, 7, 8 guys in the offensive line to be able to go out and play at a high level.
You guys are playing Nebraska at Kansas City, Arrowhead Stadium, Thursday night, ESPN. When you're out here and when you go back to Clifton, is that just another game you're preparing for, or is there a higher, greater sense of urgency knowing the stakes of that season opener?
Yeah, I mean, it is our first game, and so you're certainly going to be ready to go in the first game, but you have to have a little sense of urgency, no question, when you're playing a team like Nebraska, coming off one of their best seasons they've had in probably a decade. They're good coaches there. They have really good players. They went out and got some more good players. So it's going to be a great test for us. So yeah, we want to go out and say, hey, where's our barometer? Where are we going to be at for this season? It's a great test to start out with Nebraska at Arrowhead. We're excited about that opportunity.
Any more questions for Coach? Thank you, sir.
All right, thanks, Coach.